Fellas, that was beautiful, wasn't it?
Heat.
The first rendition of the parlay just dropped. Swipa vs. Chill. Let me bring you guys up here. Swipa vs. Chill, and it was nothing short of spectacular. Chat, I need you guys to tell me all about what you thought about it, how it felt, and we're going to get down to the bottom of who won. But before we get there, Swipa, thoughts on this, bro?
Well, number one, man, I think the production was insane. And so obviously I want to give a shout out to who we worked with in Indianapolis, man. I've got a chance to see Mars, Ox, Ron, and Bama. They all had their own terrific segments, and they all bring something different to the table. I think that every one of us has a different personality and different way we talk about sports. And it's this production, I think, is going to be able to tell the story of the NBA, of sports in general, in a way that nobody else does. I thought Chill made some really valid points, as he always does. It was just great. I mean, everything. I think there were points in that I completely forgot about, y'all, like things that I heard that I completely forgot that I said.
I did too.
Stuff that Chill said. It really honestly was just like spectacular, man. Shout out to Dell. Dell made it better by not being a good host. If Ron is an L host, Dell's the worst host, but shout out to my dog. Literally that 2v1 Ron was completely natural. Dell, he disagreed with me so much that he lost his mind, didn't do his job, got involved in the conversation, and ended up getting flame board and cooked with Chill. So that was honestly like a really, really, really great first episode, Chill.
That's a platinum album, and it's the first single right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is a double platinum album. So
hey, this is in the club from 50 Cent.
This is double. It's a triple platinum album, and our joint is the first single. Mars and his joint is going to drop. Then Ox, they're going to drop. So this is a pretty big deal. To be in a setting like that and to actually be able to go back and forth and to have valid points and have those points challenged where there's nowhere to run. You dig? So when it's just you and somebody else, and then there's nowhere to run. There's nobody to cover for you. There's nobody to validate your point. There's nobody to invalidate your point. It's just you and that person going at it. That's why I made it clear with that. That's why I made it clear with Dell. I was like, Dell, you stay with me, Swipa. Stay right here with me, Swipa. Don't get involved with Dell. You stay with me. Stay right here. Because I wanted to make it about you and me. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to keep it
after segment one. We got that, but first one was two. It was 2v1 for sure.
I definitely wanted to keep it you and me, and I felt like the setting was what it was. There was stuff that I said in there that I had forgot. There was stuff that you said that I had forgotten about. When we talked about Jayson Tatum, we talked about LeBron showing up and him being irrelevant, and you being irrelevant when he shows up to the NBA Finals, and I felt like I did my job, man. I do. I felt like I did my job. I felt like I was solid, and there's more to come, guys. There's definitely more to come.
Mm-hmm. Mars, can I get your thoughts on not necessarily what you've seen on the scenes, but how you felt about how everything turned out? I know you said you hadn't seen anything yet, so you surprised like everybody else, or you just had your initial reaction to the whole thing. What is your initial reaction?
My initial reaction is Dell won. But I remember because we was me, Ox, ZZ, and Bama was in the back. So when they were going at it, we weren't even in the room. But we remember, like I vividly remember, we could hear them through the walls, especially in that Jayson Tatum debate. Like that's how loud and how like energetic I guess they were. So seeing it like actually unfold on the camera now, like in reality, it's like. I remember this. We was reacting to them through the walls, and I was like, "Damn, this is crazy." The like Swiper said, the production was S tier. I don't think we can emphasize enough how much we leveled up the production quality from the first PC weekend to this one. This is TV level production from a YouTube channel. I think this is something that we haven't seen before. I think we enter in a space that not many people can match. I think that's a big deal. And also I think it's good to note that we did all of that with no notes. That was everyone's debating with their own basketball knowledge coming into it. And I know Bama had an NFL segment, well, football segment. So he's going into that with no notes. Like, everyone's doing this with their own knowledge, and I think that's a tough gig for anyone to do. I mean, even if you watch these big TV productions, they got their notes on the desk, they know what they're talking about. We're going straight off the dome, and I mean, everyone made good points. Chill made good points. Swiper made good points. Dell made the best points. Like it was just it was great, and I'm excited to see everyone else's debates. It's gonna be hard to live up to what Swiper and Chill had going on, but I mean, we're gonna do our best. But it was really good. I think it probably came out better than I expected, if I'm being honest. And I had high expectations, but it probably came out better than I expected. So I think that says a lot about how good this was, and it was worth the wait for sure.
It's like anything, Ron. Like, we don't know what it is when we're doing it until we actually see it. Like, we just doing it. Like when we were doing it, and I saw that what was that? The sunlight that came through the room while we was filming.
Yeah,
Ox, that shit looked like a movie for real. It did. Like when you dudes was rocking, it looked like it looked for real like a movie. And I mean, I don't know what it's gonna look like, but I'm just watching it, and it's like, yo, this is dope.
Yeah, only problem, we was out of basketball court and they didn't have a basketball. That was the only problem.
That was kind of crazy.
That was the only problem. But other than that, yeah, everything was great.
That's a good thing, though, right, Bama?
What?
Good, Ox.
That's a good thing, though, right?
That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. That's because Dale and Ron was ducking me. But
you know, hey, it's some truth to that, chat. I ain't gonna say nothing.
A whole lot of truth to that. A whole lot of truth.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. You know, shoes was forgot, missions was went on. You know what I mean? Stuff didn't happen that was supposed to happen. But,
it was already lies in that debate. Now y'all continuing Black Friday like this.
Hey, Bama, you know, I keep my shoes on me. Some people don't.
Yeah,
Ox, one of the few big fellas that I ever seen that keep a pair. I don't know a lot of big fellas that keep a pair of kicks with him. Ox, one of the few big fellas that keep a pair of kicks, and he ready for action wherever.
Chill.
I will say though, the production value was insane though. I love that set. Like that when we walked in and they were still, you know, they were putting it all together. That was crazy. I just enjoyed the whole experience, the whole set. So shout out to the guys in Indianapolis. Obviously the management up here on PC, we know how top tier they are. We've been to that. So that was amazing. It was definitely fun. I enjoyed the debates, and like Mar said, we heard these guys through the walls, and this is like an old school, you know, brick building, you know what I mean? And we could hear them through that. So the passion, all that was real. It was no fugazi, no faking, you know, didn't have to do a bunch of double takes, you know what I mean? It was real basketball debate. I really enjoyed the commissioner debate and the technology debate. Those two debates, and those aren't like on-court debates per se, but like I really enjoyed those debates. I think I like those probably the most. ZZ, what up?
ZZ.
What's good, Double
What's
Z?
up, bro?
Hey, bro, what was that? Well, Netflix ain't got shit on PC. That's what I know. That's what I know.
Hey,
What's good with y'all? Swipe or chill?
What's going on, brother?
And look, I ain't gonna lie. I'm waiting on mine to drop, but I don't know if it's gonna top that one. That one was very, very intense, high intensity, you know, back and forth right there.
It was the first single off the album. That's all it is. Now you
saying,
got to come with
intro.
it. Now you got to come with it.
Yeah.
First single. It's like Swiper said, that's in the club.
Nah, chill. That was incarcerated Scarfaces. That's what that was. That was heat. That was heat.
yeah.
Yo,
which is a lot of heat too, Bama. Real quick, because you know when you have the first single, if it's whack, that's an indication of what the album gonna be. But if you come with
a whack first single,
right, you can't do that. But if you come with a fire first single, the anticipation of the album is even better.
That's facts.
Bama. So obviously, I'm gonna ask a question to you, Bama, and then I'm gonna open it up for everybody because I gotta hear how everybody feels on this. But the first question is: you hosted some of the other battles. Was it a hard job?
Yeah and no. You know what I mean? I'll say yeah, because you'll get caught up. Like I said, this one was kind of different because, like I said, everybody was like on point, like with all their debates. Like even what Mars said, it's pretty impressive, like how well people went into their pool of knowledge. Like y'all will see what Ox. That's why I said Ox is the only person I entertain about WNBA basketball. Like everybody else, like I don't even entertain it. Like his opinion on WNBA basketball is next to none, and y'all will see what I'm talking about. But like stuff like that, it's hard to not get caught up and like do your job for is minute 30, make sure they go getting enough back and forth. So I'll give you that in situations like that. But yeah, bro, like pretty much, Ron, it's pay damn attention. Like that's it, Ron. Pay attention. That's it. Part of it is just paying attention.
It is.
Okay? That's it, Ron.
And so with that being said, do you feel like you did a better job than Dale?
I was just trying to outdo you, Ron.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't worried about nobody
You the
else.
ball, Ron. Ron, you are the ball. You are the ball, Ron. It's you.
Hey,
you
Bama,
are the ball, brother.
With all due respect, I don't think you could touch the rim.
Oh wow.
With all due respect, I maybe you still got a 40-inch vertical. I don't know. Last time I seen you,
Not no more,
bro.
Not no more, bro. Them dreams over.
Well, and to be fair to Dell, we were the first of the first edition of this period. And Dell going into it, I don't think he fully understood like just host, no interjection type thing. And so, you know, and Dell's also Dell. Dell's his own personality. Dell has his own PC cachet. Dell got his own way he looks at the game. And me and Dell already disagree. So it was almost natural that, matter of fact, I'm gonna blame Dave, JD, Claire, you in this too. Ron, you in this too.
You got set up, Swiper?
Shaq ain't even been. I ain't heard from Shaq yet.
Did you get
all these? I blame everybody because they knew the best way to get the best round off is to have two people I vehemently disagree with that are gonna yap and gonna cut me off. Even while, by the way, we're in the first two segments. Ox are supposed to be minute and a half. Just nobody else talking. Here come Dell. Yap. I'm good. I'm glad that to set it up like that. I'm glad that it was a 2v1 to get it started off. That's cool. I love it.
That's good TV. That's good TV, Swiper.
Hey, what I say?
You said the first thing to Dale though.
The Rock versus Jeff and Matt Hardy. That's exactly what
that was hilarious.
So basically, Chill and Dale was jumping off the top rope, doing backflips, all that.
Right, the whole nine. They were trying to crash me through a table, but then they got the rock bottom at the end of it, bro. That's all that was.
And then I told Dell to get out the ring. Let me handle this.
And Matt Hardy, to be fair, he did with WWF Championship one day, so you know that does make sense.
But just so you know, Bam.
That was Jeff Hardy. I'm not gonna let that shit slide. I'm a wrestling fan.
Just so you know, Bam. Not Swiper. I'm sorry. Ron said, he's not sure if you could touch the rim. I mean, according to Ron, that's like an 8-foot rim. That ain't a 10-foot rim that you got to touch. That's an 8-foot rim. So, yeah.
That was a double shot. That was a shot at Swiper.
That was crazy.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
And that's fine. But ask Ron what happened last time we played 5v5 on a 10-foot rim.
What happened, Ron?
Yeah.
What happened, Ron?
Hey, Ox, all I had to know, he had to play 7-Up after the game. He was like, bro, let's play 7-Up after the game. Let's play 7-Up after the game. I was like, yeah, bro.
Hey, what happened at 7-Up?
I literally had work, and it took him 45 minutes to beat me, Chad.
Hey, Ron, are we dropping that 7-Up footage that we did?
Facts
out there in Indianapolis.
Y'all want that to drop?
We played 7-Up
and the half court shooting.
Yeah,
y'all want that to drop?
We need that to drop.
Well, Dave, I see you're in the chat. Can you answer that question for me, Dave? I don't think.
Please do that because
I don't even think Ron even knows the answer.
The reason why is because I want everybody to know that I'm not a mid-range merchant like Mars says I am. I can't shoot the long ball.
Man, you were shooting corner threes. That don't count, man. You shooting corner threes.
That's why everybody.
That's basically a midi.
I was actually at the break. I was at the break.
No, Chill. I don't want to hear that because on top of that, Chill was behind. Who was he behind, bro? Shooting left hand, Ox. Left hand the whole time.
Trey.
He was behind Trey. And Trey was playing the whole time until he had to start actually trying to win. And so Chill was over here, 0 in the bag the whole game. The entire game, 0 in the bag.
And then one went in, and then all of a sudden, here comes the avalanche. Here comes the avalanche after one goes.
That's how it is.
No pressure.
Go through. That's how
he was saying too. Chill was saying the whole time, like every time he missed, he was like, "I just got to see one go in, ZZ." And I was like, "Word." And then he saw him win. He ain't missed. Like he was right. He was accurate.
That's hilarious.
One goes in. The next thing you know, we go on a 16-0 run. So
Yeah, facts.
That's
I was
always
just
been my game. Always. That's
I
always been
literally
my game.
whispered to JD in the background. I was like, "Yo, I'm just focused on making mine. I know that I have you behind me, and then Trey, I think, was like 2 people in front of me. So I was like, I just got to make mine, and I'm not really worried like how many I got on my head or whatever. I just got to make my first one."
Yep.
So y'all, back to these battles, and specifically Chill and Swipa. Which round was your favorite round? Ox told us his favorite rounds, but which one do you guys think which one resonated the most with you?
I had to get in my bag with the David Stearns,
Yeah,
with the technology stuff. I had to really get in my bag with that because what we're not just talking basketball. We're talking numbers, and I don't mean just stats in terms of like scoring. No, we're talking attendance. We're talking viewership. We're talking the expansion of the game. We're talking how much the game expanded, who was responsible for the game expanding, the ownership, what these guys were responsible for. Not just that, we're also talking about the commissioner's job. So I had to really get in my bag. In the words of my man K Solo when he was battling DMX, I was reaching for my shit. I really was when I went at Swipa at that time. Yeah, I was really reaching.
So you took an interesting angle in that one too. I personally liked your angle, but I know a lot of people wasn't feeling that.
Again, player health thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that just felt so. That's why I went around it. Not around it, but I just felt like that was one specific part of technology. But your whole argument was about that, which is fine. But I think that's why overall I was just kind of able to talk about several different layers of like the advent of technology and how it's helped and how it's developed. And I saw Ox in the chat. Now I do think Ox that social media has not always helped because the highlight merchants and teenagers and they just want to do step backs and side steps. But I do think that because film is more accessible, like, you can watch Bucket List, you can watch the high low. You want to chop up clips for like, just weak side rotation, blocks, deflections, just want to get a sense of your shot profile. Like I said, with synergy, we just didn't have that, Ox. Like, we just had like game tape. Like when I was in high school, all we did was just watch game tape and
rewind parts and just rewind.
Yeah, and then we did, to be fair, in
stuff.
college, like we had a DVD system, and Bama might have some of this, where they will break down plays by like whatever formation the other team is doing and all that other stuff, and it will show you like tendencies and everything. But again, that wasn't until I got to college. So that's what I think that did. It has helped. I think people develop their games a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I might have helped in a team sense, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But individually, I don't think it's had any effect whatsoever in a positive at all. I don't. I mean,
what do you mean?
Well, for instance, Chill. We always say, oh, the game is so much better, the skill set so much better, but in the same breath, just the last episode on Wednesday, ending the show, Penn was saying how wings can't even break down a defender on a closeout and make a good pass from help defense. So how much better has the game got?
Well,
how much better is the skill set if wings can't even play simple basketball? I don't think technology or social media has helped the NBA at all. Maybe financially. That's it. That's where the love stopped. Financially, sure. And if we're only going to talk about money, then cool. But money don't move me. I'm talking about the game. I don't think social media has helped progress the game in any way, except for like I just said, financially.
And which would go back to viewership. Now, it is up to you when this stuff is available. It is up to you to go and look at this stuff as a player and see. This is how you develop. Like Ox, you had an infatuation with Kevin Garnett. You had that infatuation with Kevin Garnett because you've seen him. Now, if you had more access to him, you'd watch him even more. Well, these guys, they have more access today to a lot of these guys. That's why they build their game. That's why Brandon Miller built his game around what Paul George does. That's why DeMar DeRozan built his game around like what Kobe Bryant does and things like that. So, I mean, I think that it has helped these guys in that aspect because they see these guys. And then there's guys that's coming in the game today who see Russell Westbrook, who grew up on Damian Lillard, who grew up on Steph Curry, and that's how they're enhancing their game. I don't agree with the idea that a wing player can't break down the defense at the second or third dribble. I don't agree with that at all because I think that's definitely going on. That's a play for a pro. A pro should be able at 6'8", 6'9", after 2 dribbles, if he can get in the paint, he should be able to process the defense and make a play. And that's going on in the NBA.
Right.
I don't agree with Penn. I didn't agree with that point at all. No, I didn't.
I might have missed it. What did Penn say specifically?
The idea that he specifically said we were talking about Jaden McDaniels, and I thought that
I do. Okay, I remember seeing that. Yeah, go ahead.
He was on the long ball line a little bit too much, and I thought that when the guy's playing that far away from him, you could take a dribble in and just see the ball go in one time, and then you can move back. But then we started talking about Penn saying taking dribbles and getting into the paint, and he can't do that. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, that's not true. No, that's not true at all. And that's when Ox chimed in that how many small forwards in the NBA can do that? Just about all of them should be able to do that.
Right.
Yeah, it was really about Sengun playing off of him.
Okay.
And, a guy like of that magnitude of basketball player, I think should be able to attack a big man, whether they're closing out or not, and make a double move, make a counter move, and either get to the rim or get to a good bucket, or find, if the help comes, find the open man or find the cutter. And I don't know. I just, I don't want to get off the topic, but I don't see how technology is making players better basketball players.
If we take it off of players though, and we just do us, I think this is the prime example of how technology has improved the game. Just all of us are talking about it. We're all educated about it to a degree. This would never happen.
See, Swipa, I've made that point too. That
go ahead.
Not everyone should be talking basketball. There you go.
That's cool. Yeah.
You can say that, Ox. It's okay.
But for real though, people watch highlights.
Gatekeeper, I don't got any say so in who should and should not talk basketball. So I don't want to say it like that. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't have to though, Ox.
Who am I to tell somebody they shouldn't be talking?
A basketball player who knows basketball. You know somebody. You know basketball, Ox, and you play basketball at a high level, and you can talk basketball at a high level.
But he don't think everybody that play basketball should talk basketball though.
And I agree with him because I've heard pro basketball players. I'm like, yo, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't think you know the game. I don't. And then on top of that,
what's the fine line with that though, Chill?
Did you find that, Chill? Was it when Anthony Edwards was like talking about how he was essentially done with the 90s and all that? Was that when you were like,
for him to say yes?
Okay,
but here's a difference. This is the difference, ZZ. It's a difference for him to say, yo, I'm done with. And like Jordan was the only guy back then who was skilled, but then turn around and say, well, I didn't watch. Okay, well, wait a minute. How do you even know that? You ain't even doing your homework. So now what you're doing is you're just talking. And Ox, back to your point, when we just talked about you being the gatekeeper. Okay, Ox, you know what bad food tastes like. You ain't a chef, but you know what bad food tastes like. And you can tell somebody, Chill, you shouldn't be eating here because that food ain't good. That's
Chill.
Okay to do that.
But you do the same thing. I've been telling you to get off the Julius Randle train for months now, and you still on it.
Here's the difference.
No, you ain't admitted wrong yet. Chill. On PC, tell me that Julius Randle has effectively helped that team become worse. Please admit it. Just admit it.
That they've become worse?
Become worse since he's been there.
I mean, they have been a worse team.
Yeah,
they have been a worse team since he's been on the crew.
Now, see the two hoopers over here. They agreeing.
No.
Wait. No, but Swipa, can you not also say that it might just be coincidentally that he came at a time? Well, no, just listen, Swipa. Maybe he showed up at a time when Mike Conley is regressing. Maybe he showed up at a time when Jaden McDaniels isn't shooting to the level that he had shot before. Maybe he showed up at a time when Anthony Edwards decided, you know what, I want to be 06 Kobe.
And so everything fell apart as soon as he walked in the room. So you telling me the room didn't stink before you got there, but all of a sudden everybody stink in the room as soon as I walked in.
Oh, well, if that's the case, I'm just funky. You know, we got to admit that.
I think your agenda is more Julius Randle than it is the Wolves.
No, I said this was going to happen anyway.
No, because I mean, is it Julius Randle that DiVincenzo shooting 31% on the long ball?
No, DiVincenzo don't want to be there. He doesn't want to be there.
Okay, and that's Julius Randle's fault.
That's a backup. That's a backup. That's it. That's a backup player. He don't want to be a backup there. He don't like to be in there. He don't like being in Minnesota. He don't like being on the team. He wanted to be with the Knicks. That's all one issue. Functionally,
but
though,
that's affecting their unit.
Their starting unit is worse
than
it was last year.
I'm about to bring it back to the battle. We'll get back to this on Monday.
Yeah, bring it back.
Because y'all will do this for 30 more minutes.
Yeah,
we gotta get back to the battle though. Because
let's kick it off, bro.
Bama, we can for sure do that. Like it ain't nothing to do with y'all.
Anyway, as you were saying, Ron.
But Bama, I want to hear how, especially with you being a football guy and you being somebody who's you study the body, you study athletics, you study the way athletes are supposed to, move and things like that. How do you feel about technology helping or just holding players back in terms of just load managing, and it's supposedly keeping players more healthy, but players not playing as much?
I was talking with somebody about this the other day. It's both, because too far of extreme in one way is bad, right? So I feel like it helps and hurts. The reason why I say it helps, because once upon a time, an ACL injury used to be the end of your career. Now you got guys that come back from ACL injuries within weeks, months. You know what I mean? Jalen Ramsey looked like he never lost a beat after he got an ACL repair, and in his 30s. You see what I'm saying? But also in the same time, I could feel like where you see and you get players like OBJ who do a lot of advanced workouts and he stay hurt because sometimes you could just be too advanced. Whereas you look at somebody like Derrick Henry, he mix in the new school with the old school, and look what the type of season he having at 30 right now. So it's like, I feel like you need both. You need to mix in both. Neither one is good nor bad, but like I said, too far an extreme in any direction is bad. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, it's part of it is cool, part of it, bro, is you could kind of tell where, a lot of these players don't hold up how they used to. I mean, Chill did make a valid point with that. A lot of them dudes not playing as much as players used to back in the day. And Swipe was like, "Oh, why should you have to play through injuries, bro? You're making tens of millions of dollars. You damn right you better pay through an injury, because I got to show." Listen,
It's just
3 months after I blew my knees out, my job said, "Bring your ass back into the office."
Okay, well,
I ain't trying to hear that.
You
see what I'm saying?
Completely different thing.
But at the end of the day, though, and that's for way fractions of less. You see what I'm saying? But if my job is to play sports, bro, and to take care of my body or whatever the case, if I get hurt in that sport, if it's not really affecting my play that much.
But I guess I was asking Chill, who is that though, man? Whose injury isn't affecting their play? Then they're just sitting out. That or one of the players that we're referencing. Who is like a player with an injury tag?
But it's hard to say that, Swiper, because once you try to say, "Oh, you not injured," then you get into a whole nother slippery slope wormhole that you don't want to get into. Now somebody go think, "Oh, you questioning my character," all this. So it's like you got to stay away from it. But a lot of times it's like, bro, you could call bullshit on it. Like even with Kawhi or Embiid and them boys, it just seemed like it's like, yeah, bro.
Hurt.
No, Swiper. You can say that. You can say that. It's like, but at the same time, it's like, bro, how hurt are like, damn, bro, like you ain't played yet.
Kawhi's like an interesting case, and it always has been, because like when he first got hurt back when he was in San Antonio that last year. At first, I didn't think much of it. I was like, all right, well, I saw the injury from Zaza landing in his landing space. So, I'm just like, all right, he hurt. But then when Tony Parker comes out and says, hey, look, we had the same injury. Mine was worse, but I got back faster. Then I have question marks. And then Greg Popovich talking about something, we can't really get in contact with them in his camp. They're very quiet. We know Kawhi is reserved, but why is he not talking to the team that drafted him?
Messy situation.
Why isn't Tony Parker minding his damn business?
That's what I was gonna say.
Instead of acting like everybody's
like our bodies ain't the same.
Everybody's not built exactly. So everybody's not built the same.
But you see how tricky it is? Exactly. So that's where the slippery. So it's like it's something that, bro, you can kind of point to it, but you can't like really like fully call it out, because there it is. Like, oh, bro, you can't. Everybody body different, all of that. And it's like, oh, bro, go out there, bro. You getting a grip. That is a finesse. I wish I was 6'7".
Well, let me ask this question.
Fleece the same. That's robbery.
Let me ask this question to Swiper and Ox. How'd y'all feel when the media, I guess we'll say that, was attacking Anthony Davis, saying, hey, he ain't hurt, bro, but if you can play. If you can play. And then you look in the last 2.5, 3 years, AD's been more available than half the guys that were in that same street clothes like tier, including Kawhi Leonard, right? Including Joel Embiid. AD's still been resilient, played through some injuries, whatever. But how'd y'all feel back then when that was being said to a player like AD?
But he was hurt, though. 2021, he was hurt. 21,
Before you answer that question, Swiper, ZZ, in 4 years now, since 2020, since they won the NBA championship, he's played more than Leonard,
there you go,
George, Steph Curry,
Embiid.
And Embiid. He's played more than all of those guys.
Yeah, but like I guess Michael Porter had 3 back surgeries. Everybody knew he was hurt. He's played all games this year. So they're 10-7, 17. Played 81 last year. So he's played 97 of the 98 games in the last 2 years. But he also, then the year before that, I think he missed 11 games because of an ankle injury. So, but he's also he wants to play, and so he's playing. Like, and this is when everybody thought he was going to be a complete liability because of his back. But once he was healthy and physically able, he's been an Iron Man. So I think a lot of these players, if they were physically able to do it, they would be Iron Men. I don't know of a lot of people that like are playing basketball that just don't want to play. KD wants to play, he just gets hurt.
Right.
Right.
So that's what I think
That's a
about.
good point, Swiper. That's a good.
Or
point,
even De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox he's been healthy most of his career, but when he gets hurt, he has to sit.
Mm-hmm.
But then he comes back and he'll play as much as possible. And I think Anthony Davis played 79 games last year. He's tracking to play at least 75 this year. As soon as AD got to the point where his body could hold up and he didn't have to worry about like having lingering issues, he has been an Iron Man in the league. And I think every player would fit that demographic if they could. Embiid, I truly think, wants to play more too. He just can't.
I agree, Swiper, to that point of I don't think that there's many players in the league that genuinely would prefer or request, right? Like, how they were making it to seem like load management was just as simple as a player being like, oh, it's a nationally televised game, I'm not playing. I don't think that's the case. I think that for a lot of these guys that do go through a lot of injuries, like case in point, y'all think Zion Williamson doesn't want to see the postseason? Well, we've never seen him in the postseason, right? Like, you think he just doesn't want to? No,
he was putting LeBron out the playoffs in that game.
And that game he had 40, yeah. Watching that, I was like, bro, this is what fans have been waiting to see. We saw Zion, we saw Ja Morant in the playoffs at least a little bit, but we still haven't seen Zion. And to Swiper's point, like, I don't think that Zion's deliberately not trying to play. He just might be, bad luck when it comes to injuries. Anthony Davis had that for a couple of seasons. Somebody pointed out in the chat he hasn't had a real big injury in a while, and that's facts. But I remember when it was the knick-knack injuries that led to the bigger injuries for players like AD. Joel Embiid is literally in that fold.
Yeah, he kept tearing his meniscus just a little bit, and then he would get it scoped out,
right?
And then he still has lingering issues. But we said at the time, do not scope out that part of your meniscus. Get it repaired so you don't got to worry about it anymore. And if anything, Bama, it's his team's fault because the team is telling him, we need you back. If you do this, you can come back in 2 weeks instead of 6 months. And so he did it. He's done it twice now for them. And to this day, he's having lingering degenerative knee issues because there's bone-to-bone contact in his left knee. And that's directly because he's trying to show up for his team when he shouldn't be.
But the idea of basketball players not wanting to play is something I can't get behind. I just don't like that. I like, and you know what? There are some people that probably are looking for excuse not to play. But for the most part, though, I just can't wrap my head around that. I can't relate to that. So that sounds weird. But I'm against players playing through injury. I'm against it. I think we got to remember that there is a life after basketball, and most people live most of their life not being a basketball player. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, you got so much life to live after basketball.
Right.
Don't put your future self through that. It's torture when you're a big person and you can barely walk upstairs. You can't run around with your grandkids. I don't think it's worth it personally. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just against that. I don't want us to keep pushing, trying to press players to play. Like, we can talk about it. Obviously, we can report on it. You know what I'm saying? But and obviously, we want players to take better care of themselves and do the preventative things they have to do to stay healthy. But if you're hurt, play ball. If you're injured, sit down.
So two things, Ox. Number one, the guys that you brought up who want to play basketball, KD, baller, Kawhi Leonard, strikes me as a baller. That's who that two Kawhi, Damian Lillard strikes me as a Russell Westbrook. These guys are ballers. These guys strike me as guys that if they didn't play in the NBA, they'd probably be playing somewhere else, just playing. Of those guys, I think that's the one. I think that's the 1%. I wonder what the percentage of guys, because we got plenty of guys in the NBA that this is just a job. They couldn't care less about the other stuff. They come to work, they do their job, and they go home. So the idea of them, you can easily coax them out of playing through injury very easily. That's where the best players get separated, because like when you just talked about, Ox, I'm against playing through injury. Well, first of all, how basketball is a contact sport. and I am 100% of the time, if I play long enough, I'm going to get injured. That's part of it. So how am I to know where my boundaries are if I don't play with a?
Well, they've been playing basketball since they were kids.
If it's structural, like I'm
not saying play through a torn ACL or something. I'm not saying,
but
Rondo did that.
Yeah, but I'm saying you can if you tweak your ankle, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if it's an important game going on or something like that, you can play. You know what I'm saying? Like if you roll your ankle, there's no structural damage, and it's just you're just hurt. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you can play. Now, if it's game 20 of the season, I completely understand you. Like, you know, I'm not gonna run on this swollen ankle. Let me ice it. You know, I might miss today. But say if it's like late in the season, we're fighting for seeding, we're in the playoffs or something, you roll your ankle, you can play through that. If it's a situation where, because how many times have you had where, you know what I'm saying, the doctor or your physician or whoever says, well, you're not going to make it worse. It's not structural. It's just pain tolerance. If you can play through that, go ahead. Sure. Now, I'm all for playing through that. But when you have broken bones, torn ligaments, serious things, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you should, under no circumstance should you be playing through torn ligaments in your knees. Under no,
that's what you get paid the big bucks for, Ox. It's not like you get.
You don't get paid the big bucks.
That's not why players get paid, by the way.
Structural damage. You get paid the big bucks because somebody negotiated a hell of a TV deal.
100%.
Like you're not getting paid under
the reason why they negotiated that.
Yeah, but you're under no circumstance should you be playing basketball when you have structural damage in your knee. You know what I'm saying? When you have structural damage going on in your shoulder, you should not be on the basketball court. I don't care how much money you're getting paid. I don't feel like I can't. There's no amount of money that equals long-term health. No amount of money. We have to stop valuing the dollar over our future. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm gonna be walking with a cane, walking with a walker in my early 50s, late 40s, because I decided that trying to win a championship was more important than me playing with my grandkids, I think is insane. I think that is insane behavior.
Who are you doing this for, though, Ox? I mean, I don't think that this is something that we're just doing for the fans. I mean, I'm playing 10, 12, 13 years, not just because of me. I'm doing this because, you know, my family ain't going back to the projects. I would rather my family is not going to be in poverty. Sure, I might not be when I'm 45 years old. I might not be as fleet of foot as I was, but if that means that my family doesn't have to live like that anymore, I'll do it. Yeah,
they're not gonna have to live like that regardless.
The contract, you go get one or two contracts in the NBA. If I'm a 8-9 year veteran, I'm on my third contract. Ain't no way we going back to the projects. You know what I'm saying? That means your financial literacy needs to level up as well. That means you shouldn't have been buying Rolls Royces after your first contract. You should have invested your money. And honestly, I'm not trying to pocket watch nobody. All I'm saying is I would rather spend time with my family, being healthy, being able to take my kids to Disneyland and actually walk around the whole entire park, which is a big ass park. I would rather be able to do stuff like that, connect with my family, than buy them some shiny shit.
Word. You guys is right on both sides. My only thing, and this is where I feel the disconnect is surely you want long-term health, which a lot of these NBA players for the most part have long-term health. Is it any veterans or any older age NBA players that are in wheelchairs, walkers?
No, but it's not even. But like Tyrese Halliburton played through injury all last year, and people made fun of him and said he was a fraud because he dropped off. That's what I don't understand. So when players do play and they're worse off, like Embiid, like Paul George, like Tyrese Halliburton, we make fun of them.
Luka,
like
y'all, Ron, y'all don't be hearing the stories about these NBA players when they like, well, I get up in the middle of the night, how hard it is for me to get my body going.
My dad be saying that. I was just talking to my uncle the other day. It's a part. I was just talking to Herb yesterday. It's a part of being a hooper. Like you don't have to have played in the NBA for that.
That was my point. I made that point earlier. Y'all all know I never played in the NBA, but I played through so much injuries, so much stuff. Bro, my body is tore up, bro.
Well,
I can't. It hurts.
That's a part of the game.
Bro,
that's a part of.
But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
Then don't play basketball.
That's
the only way not to go through that. Hey,
I'm not talking about playing through. I'm not not talking about playing through when you're hurt. I'm talking about actual injuries to where
talking about
long
broken
term,
bones.
no matter.
Sure.
Chill. I hate to see a staircase coming. But I always tell my kids, stairs go up, elevators go down. So when I got to go upstairs, I'm going up the stairs because I want to have a healthy heart. I'm walking up them stairs, but it hurts. It hurts, yes, and I never played in the league. It hurts.
I'm with you though. I'm not saying play on ACLs and torn anything or broken anything. Like you can't really play on that. Like you would have to be. Kobe's like the only one that really was like wired like that. My thing is,
everything hurts.
I'm just trying to figure out, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong.
Right?
How superstars back then played a majority of the season.
Yeah,
Larry Bird.
Who are you talking about?
I know. I'm sorry about that. I'm sincerely asking because I might not know. So I'm saying like dudes like Larry Bird, for instance, and I'm going to Larry Bird because obviously he had a chronic back injury. How many seasons did he not play over 60 games?
One, the 88-89 season when he missed.
Yeah, but we're talking about 12-year careers for a reason.
Okay.
12 years.
But hold on. Because I mean, T-Mac then was his career a 12-year career? Because like, how long would his career be today? Yeah. Because you guys are the ones telling me Joel Embiid isn't gonna have a long career.
Well, I mean, you got some guys who are just bound to like, if you got degenerative knees, you're cooked. Like that's just reality in the 60s or the 2020s. But like guys like Penny Hardaway would have had long careers. He's not getting microfracture surgery in today's game. Are you serious?
That's very true.
That's where modern.
He said he should have quit, Miles. Since you brought him up, and I want you to keep that. I want you to keep your thought, Miles. But he said, I think it was after 97 or 90. He said he should have quit. He said that, but he said he kept playing. But keep going.
He's right. Like Dwayne Wade isn't getting all his cartilage removed in college. Like stuff like that isn't happening. That's just stupid. But like the issue I'm hearing a lot is, especially from the chat, and I heard it up here, these guys are getting paid too much. We're seeing the $50 million for them to be missing out on games. So let's say we have a revolutionary player, right, who comes in and they're worth a max contract. They're worth 55, 60 million. But they negotiate, I'll take less money if I never have to play when I'm hurt or I'm injured. Would you guys have a problem with that player? If he's actively taking less money from the team?
Not at all.
Saying, if you guys have a problem with me sitting out when I'm hurt, sitting out when I'm injured, I'm not gonna demand 60 million for 5 years. I'm gonna take 45 million. I'm gonna take 15 million less. So what is that? About 25% pay cut. Mm-hmm. Would you guys then have a problem with that guy sitting out games? Or would you be fine with it because he's not taking as much money?
It wouldn't matter to me, Mars.
Because for me, I don't care if he's making 60 or 45. If you're hurt, I just don't think you should be playing. It's up to you. Yeah. But would you guys have a problem with it if he's taking less money for that?
I mean, because then it's almost like, what more can you really, like at that point, you just must hate that player in general. If you're not at least looking at it from a fair standpoint, as in, okay, he's not stealing, quote unquote, anything by not playing. So in that case, I'd be like, all right, he thought about it prior to, if he ever was in a situation, and how it would not only help, I guess, his image, but the team financially, then I wouldn't have a problem with it, but somebody would. And if they did, it would just be, oh, this player should just retire. Because, I mean, if he ain't going to play, then whatever. You have those people anyway. But
so the issue starts, sorry, Joe. The issue starts, actually, go answer the question, then I'll ask my second.
Okay. Well, I'm just thinking about the other side to that, Mars, and I'm thinking about the masses. Well, you're already telling me that you're not going to come to work. So why should I even right? And which is going to happen. That's going to happen. Now, to Ox's point, it might not be structural. It might not be. It might not be a broken bone. It might not be a torn ligament. But you might have a back problem, right? You might have a shoulder strain or something like that. Now, to what level are you sitting out? I mean, because there are days when I got a headache, I still come to work, and there's days when when I say I got a headache, like I can't see, but I'm coming to work. Okay, so what level are we talking about that you're not coming to work? What's gonna keep you from coming to work today? Why can't you be here today is the question. And I think that opens up a can of worms when you immediately say, okay, I'm going to take less money, but I'm not going to play hurt. Okay, what's the level of hurt that you're not?
But hold on. But when did y'all, and I'm being genuine about this, when did y'all become such capitalists that y'all have to believe that somehow you, as an employee, have to take less money to maintain your body to do your job when you're one of the 300 best at what you do already in the world, and the team is benefiting more of your likeness than you are from them, but you have to take less money, even though there is no guarantee that after the end of this contract, the team owes you anything. They don't owe you health insurance. They don't owe you money. They don't owe you a job. They don't owe you anything. They could literally say, your time is up. You did what you did. We paid you and nothing. Guess what, Chill? A lot of these players, they end up broke at the end of their career. A lot of them do.
That's not a team issue.
That's
not a team's fault.
But since we're trying to say the morality belongs to the player, you should, on your end, take pay cuts because you're not playing more, or you should play through injuries to make sure you're earning your money. Why is it only falling on the player? Why is the team not responsible to the player that if you do play through an injury, we're guaranteeing your health insurance for the rest of your life? Because for me to y'all, that sounds unreasonable. That sounds unreasonable. But guess what had to happen to make that happen? The NFL and the NBA, they had to sue the owners because the owners were deliberately hiding information around injuries, and especially in the NFL related to concussions. They were hiding the actual effects of concussions. And they got $1 billion lawsuit because they were trying to avoid paying for players who were playing through brain trauma in order to be a good teammate, to finish their contract. That stuff is nonsense to me. Because I played through concussions in college, and guess what happened as soon as I got done playing football in college? Nothing. They don't check up on me. They don't ask me nothing. They don't make sure I'm looking good. They don't make sure I got my facility. I got a dog right now that played at Clemson. He's 33 years old. He can't even halftime remember what he ate 2 days ago for breakfast. Clemson's not calling him. They're not checking up on him. They're not seeing if he's good. So that's why it don't make sense to me. When Joel Embiid gets done with the 76ers, you know what they're going to say? Bye. We appreciate it. We might even give you a stadium, but we can't give you nothing back. The fact that you sacrificed your whole left side of your body for the 76ers.
We paid you handsomely, though. We paid you handsomely.
No, that's stupid. There's a salary cap. Just to be clear, there's a salary cap. The owners put a salary cap in to not pay you your actual worth. You can go to 538 right now, and it will tell you players of Embiid status, they are worth upward to $100 to $200 to $300 million a year because of what they're bringing into your team. But you're paying him 60, and you somehow think you're doing him right.
What are they supposed to give him? That's his business. Swiper,
no, but I'm saying the owner put a salary cap in place.
Let's not do this, Swiper. That's business, and that's what they're supposed to do because it's
no, it's not. There's no other market like it. There's no other market like it.
Supposed to do. That's good business, Swiper.
No, it's not. There's no other market like it. There's no other market like it. There's not.
Well,
nothing else like that exists.
How many other markets are they paying people $50 million a year?
PC ain't putting no salary cap on me. Exactly. Ox, you would walk away tomorrow if they said they couldn't pay you more than a certain amount because they're going to max it out, some arbitrary number because they don't feel like paying more money. That's crazy.
That's good. $3 got a lot to say about something.
Hey, I'm worth more than that. How about that?
I'm just touching this $3 for.
I'm worth more than what you're making. You're making more off my back.
Okay, but see, Swiper, look, that's how business works. But look, Swiper, you got to push your own issue. If you're gonna be like, you know what, I don't want to say, well then, bye.
Yep.
That's business, bro. Like that's just how it is.
And to Swiper's point, Swiper, you talk about like a guy like Joel Embiid, who he's making the kind of money he's making. In addition to the money that I'm making, I do have the resources that are available. I have access to those resources. So it's not just about me making $40-50 million. They got doctors there that I have access to. They got treatment there that I got
nothing to do with it. Chill. They're telling me I'm hurt.
Everything to do with it.
They're telling me I'm hurt, and I'm sitting out because I'm hurt. So, but you're telling me you just got to play through it. Be tough. Jordan did it.
And also Swiper. Also, Swiper using football players, that's bullshit. Because it's been thousands of times where they'll try to have you stay out the game, and what happened out of anger? Stop touching me, give me my helmet, and then you go out there.
We didn't respectfully. We didn't play in the same. We in the same place in the same level. So that's not what happened.
Bro, you play D1 AA. It don't matter.
I literally had Tylenol in my locker for practice in 4 games. And there was no conversation. There wasn't a conversation with anybody.
You still went out
there. Go play.
You still went out there.
But why?
Coach, did you go tell
why did I do it? But why? But again, that's the point. That's the point. Why did I do it? Because it's some arbitrary thing that said I have to play through a head injury because I'm somehow being a good teammate.
Check, he is lying right now. I had a father. I know my father told me this. He said, son, if you hurt, sit your ass down. And this was way back in the early 90s and 2000s. I'm not trying to hear that, bro. We have played sports thousands of times where you play through it. Ox just even said it, bro. You make the decision on your own to go do that. Same thing with concussions in football, bro. It'd be a trainer right over there. Grab you saying, hey, do you want to go out? You'll get mad, grab your helmet and go back out there. We didn't even have the same, we
didn't have the same science about concussions in the 2010s or the 2000 that we do now.
Regardless of what it, regardless of what it was, they still do their job.
Because now the concussion tests are so much more diligent than they were at that point.
Back in the 2000s, Swipe, they'll sit you down and make you go the days, try to remember your name. It was still the same thing, though. It was still people getting concussions, and they will sit you down and make you walk through it, and then you'll have the choice. Like, let me go back out there. I'm good. You a lie. Even though you seeing polka dots, you a lie. Oh, I'm straight. And then you go out. That is your fault. You can't blame the school.
We're not even talking about. We're talking about when the organization. But you're talking about something completely separate. We're talking about when the organization knows you have an injury and regardless wants you to play through it. That is nonsense.
You gotta protect yourself at all times. You gotta protect yourself at all times.
I agree. I'm saying I agree with you. I agree with you. Simple as that. But I'm saying don't blast the player. Don't blast the player for protecting themselves. That's what I'm saying.
I don't got a problem with that. I don't.
If you chill, yes, you do. You spent the whole argument arguing they should do it. You should be ridiculed to play.
If you can't go, it's a difference between if you can't go and you won't go. Those two things.
Who are we to determine who can and can't go?
And that's the point.
Come on, Mars. Come on.
Who are we?
I'm saying
that's it. That's
in the beginning, ZZ, I said
I'm just trying to figure out how star players back in the day, and I asked you guys how star players back in the day played. Dudes was playing 60 games. Charles Barkley, Dirk, Steve Nash, Jordan, all of these guys.
Well, who is not playing? Who's not playing right now? Be honest. Tell me who's not playing.
Luka Doncic isn't playing right now.
Okay, so just to be clear, Luka has been clearing 70 games for most of his career, except when he had a real injury 2 years ago, balled last year, and then this year is dealing with a injury that was lingering last year that is stepping into this season. That's why he's been out.
Swiper.
He's still one of the four best players in the world.
We can go there. Just because you're injured, that doesn't mean that you're not as good as, or just because you're sitting out doesn't mean that you're not who you are. But I'm just saying, like, it's a laundry list of guys who just, and to me, it's not the injury part. It's the load managing part. That's my thing.
Ron, I know what you're getting at, because I remember looking, and I'm not talking about this year specifically, maybe not even last year, because I think they were pretty good on it. But I remember a couple of seasons ago thinking that same question of, like, why are players not really cracking over 65 games? Like, the 65 game rule itself sparked outrage from certain players who probably knew that was going to affect their money, that was going to affect their individual accolades and things like that, right? So those players that sparked the outrage, now you have sound bites going into the season of Joel Embiid saying he's not playing back-to-backs. Of course that's going to enrage Philadelphia fans. Of course that's going to enrage some NBA media insights or whatever, experts or whatever, because you're deliberately saying that you're going to load manage. And look, to Swiper's point, why is he saying that? Because he wants to take care of his body. This man played through Bell's palsy in the NBA playoffs and gave you damn near 33 a game. So to Swiper's point, he's 100% right. Like, this man is protecting himself. But that doesn't mean that the NBA media, NBA fans, Philly fans, who, like Joel said, he gave everything to this city for over a decade. At the end of the day, do Philly fans really care? No, they don't. They don't. It's that simple. This is a fan base that will boo their own team, if they're, of course, rightfully so sometimes, but still, like, this is a fan base that really, if you're talking about you giving them ammunition to just not fuck with you, like, they don't care. They don't care. Joel has given everything to this organization. Hasn't made it to a conference finals, got an MVP, scoring titles, all defensive teams, all NBA selections, all stars, playoff appearances or whatever. But all that doesn't matter if at the start of the season he says, hey, look, I'm not going to play back-to-backs for the rest of my career.
I think that was misconstrued, ZZ. To be honest with you, I do think that was misconstrued. The fact that he said it came out wrong, but I don't think that's something that he. I don't think that's something that he just came.
No. I agree. I agree, Chill. I agree. But I'm saying when he said that, right? When he said that, I knew oh shit, everything's about to blow up for him.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
3-13 right now. Philly's that's a like it was a snowball effect almost. Not necessarily saying
Sure.
that is exactly what he meant, but I was like, bro, you know how the NBA media work. You know
I'm
how
just
banks
saying,
work.
if we're going to start taxing people for low managing, we need to start taxing the same people that got the bank bailouts in 2007 and 2008 for $800 million when they were the ones that screwed the economy up, and then they get a golden parachute with $150 million here because you messed the economy up. Here's this federal money, and now you can just go away the rest of your life and be exceedingly wealthy the rest of your life. But they're out of the limelight, so they don't get load management and criticism and all that. I don't care about Embiid not playing a back-to-back. He's hurt. He's too big. He's too athletic. He's a phenomenon. We've never seen a player like this. It's just that simple. He can't do it. Just let him live.
Why we act like the medical staffs have no say in this? Like, it's not like Embiid just goes to Philly and says, "Yeah, I'm not playing back-to-backs." Like,
right.
The doctors are also working with Embiid, coming up with a plan. But we only seem to blame Embiid. We don't talk about these doctors and the fact that they're making these decisions. You think the doctors in LA aren't saying, Kawhi, yeah, we probably shouldn't be playing you? Like, it's not just Kawhi deciding not to play. Like,
I don't know,
technology. That's why you have medical staffs doing these things.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah,
just
you're
random.
right.
So
I don't know about that one all the way with Kawhi because I'm not gonna lie. The whole Olympics thing, I'm still confused about because how are you good to be there? And
no, he wasn't.
They
didn't see him. They didn't see him, ZZ, until they started practice and they called the people like, "Yo."
And then they looked at him and then they said, "Yeah, this guy ain't meant to be playing." So like, it's like I don't get. It's misguided anger, I guess. And my second part of my question was based on the 25% pay cut. Does it bother you if role players sit out when they're hurt? Because they're not making that type of money. They're making 8 million, 9 million. So are they just fine to sit out whenever they want? Because they're not making super max money. So is it only the superstars that we have the problem with?
To me, it applies to everybody.
I don't think.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if I'm making a minimum contract,
even though
I'm meant to be playing on a sprained ankle.
Yes.
Pay zero is crazy.
A sprained ankle?
You can play basketball, bro. You can play basketball.
Yeah.
If you need to, you can play basketball.
It's November.
Isaiah Thomas dropped 25.
We're bothered that I'm not going to go out there for my 8 minutes a night on my sprained ankle. Okay.
Yeah,
that 8 minutes is important.
But we know what
you're not gonna care if KJ Simpson ain't playing for Charlotte. You're not gonna care. But now you're acting like you're gonna care. Oh yeah, I agree with everything.
You know who is gonna care though, Mark? The organization is gonna care.
You're not gonna be on the panel tomorrow. Why is KJ Simpson not playing on this sprain? You're not gonna do that.
The team, maybe not me. The team will though. Brandon Miller.
Brandon Miller not to play.
You said
the players, Mars. He's talking about the players, his teammates.
Yeah,
his teammates, his coaches.
The teammates who work with the same medical staff who they all know who are telling him not to play. Like you have to we don't. You've all been in teams.
It doesn't matter.
It's not just you alone who says, "Yeah, I'm not playing tonight." Like that's not just you alone.
Yeah, but in the NBA, it's become a culture now.
KJ Simpson has that type of cachet where he'd be like, "Yeah, I ain't playing tonight." KJ Simpson.
It's not about the cachet. It's about being a basketball.
It's the principle. It's the principle, Mark.
Being a basketball player, bro.
But we know that Joel Embiid can do more things in Philly than Eric Gordon can do. We understand that when you get to that level of player, you have more leeway. We're not gonna act like KJ Simpson can just go to the Charlotte front office or the medical staff and be like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't playing tonight because my ankle hurts." Like, you can't do that.
Why not? Why can't he?
It wouldn't.
Why can't he do that?
It wouldn't work.
He's not the draw that LaMelo is.
It don't matter. It don't matter if it's a draw or not. If my body's hurt and I tell somebody I'm hurt, I can't play.
Without looking at him, they're not gonna just let that slide. Unless
well,
they look at him,
that's what I'm
you got a
saying.
grade 2 ankle sprain.
I thought you were talking about somebody that was actually hurt. I didn't know you were talking about somebody that's just saying they're hurt.
Yeah, I'm saying, the superstars in the NBA, we understand they get more leeway than the non-superstars. I use Joel Embiid and Eric Gordon as an example. So if Joel Embiid, for example, went to Philly and said, "My knee's not feeling right. I don't know if I can play tonight." They'll look at Joel Embiid's knee, and if they see the slightest inkling of something concerning, yeah, Joel, we're not gonna play you tonight. You know why? Because we know we need you long term. Now, Eric Gordon comes in with the same ailment. A minor inconvenience for his same knee. Yeah, this ain't that bad. You can play. That's what they'll say. Because it's completely different standards for who's more important for the team. The same thing for KJ. And the reason I'm using KJ Simpson, by the way, I just saw him get a nice dunk in the first quarter. So that's the only reason his name is on my mind. But KJ Simpson can't go to the Charlotte front office or the medical staff and be like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling right. This ain't good." And it's just a minor ankle problem. Whereas if LaMelo comes in with the same minor ankle problem, yeah, LaMelo, we're gonna need you to sit out because we know who's more important.
They both
That's
need
how
to
it
suit
works.
up though.
Now we're
Mars.
gonna act like all of a sudden this is a foreign concept. That
I'm
players
not
will
saying
have-
I'm not switching
saying
my
it's a
energy.
foreign
They
concept.
both need to lace up their shoes, rub some
They
Bengay
don't
on it,
need to do
rub some
anything.
dirt on it.
Or
and go
some
hoop.
Bengay.
If it's if it is a minor ankle injury, if it's just a little knee soreness, if you sprained your finger, if you dislocated your finger, I done played with dislocated fingers. Man, put some tape on it and go hoop.
Yeah, and then
As a basketball player, you're gonna know.
I'm talking about the original point. I'm talking about the original point as far as teammates and whatnot.
Yes, it can, Mars.
It can
lead to major. That's why teams want to mitigate risks, especially with their superstars.
Right.
It's like,
okay,
oh yeah, you might have a minor ankle
and these niggas is still getting injured nonetheless. You holding about 40 games a year, and then he coming out here and still doing it.
People want to get injured regardless. It's not removing it entirely. If you want to remove injuries, then play robots. Humans are gonna get hurt.
My thing is, I'm just trying to figure out John Stockton, Karl Malone, Hakeem Olajuwon. We can keep going. Gary Payton. We can keep going through all of these guys.
Ron,
they played more and got less.
The reason why is because it's different today. I've gone over this with you 1,000 times, Ron. Back then, in 1990, 1994, there wasn't social media. There wasn't the expansion. My game was all I had. That's how I got my shoe deal. That's how I was in McDonald's commercials. That's how I was on the All-NBA team. My game did all the talking for me. And the only way for my game to do all the talking for me is I had to be on the floor. My game doesn't do the talking for me mostly today. You know what does the talking for me? Social media. Does that's what does the talking for me. But I want to get back to what Mars said.
Didn't exist. That's the reason. Precautionary measures didn't exist. That's why.
No, Mars. Mars? Yes, they did, Mars, because we had doctors back then. Yes, we did. We had surgeons back then. 100%.
Doctors in the 1800s, and they didn't even know they had to wash your hands.
That's what they use them for. So, but my question to you, Mars, is when you're playing a sport, you're playing football, you're playing basketball. It doesn't make a difference what it is. When you're playing these sports, if you go into it knowing that there's a 100% risk that you're going to get hurt, where's the line?
Risk of major injury. That's the line.
Because I already know I know as a basketball player, I know I'm going to get bowled in the face at some point. I might get my nose broken by ox. I don't know. I might roll my ankle and it might break, but it might swell up to the size of a cantaloupe. Can I still? I know for a fact I'm going to get hurt. The question is where is the line and what am I going to be able? What can I endure?
Okay.
Pain tolerance is different.
It was just easier. It was just easier to chill without all the social media, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube stuff. Because then you had to mind your own damn business. You wasn't always in these players' business. These players was just doing their thing, and everybody was, oh my God, did you hit? Oh man, mind your business. That's the problem. That's the problem with Twitter and Instagram and social media. Like,
I'd love for us to mind our business, but we've been talking about players' injuries for 40 minutes. So I mean,
yeah, that's facts.
We don't mind our business.
We got
18 minutes left. Y'all should have brought up the fact that Chill was lying for Tatum at the end of it. That wasn't even supposed to be a real segment. That wasn't even a segment.
Oh yeah.
It got so heated off camera between Chill and I on that argument. They added an extra segment because of that.
Yeah.
And people said it should have went longer. So we should be talking about
that. Should have been a main topic for y'all. How did y'all drop the ball on that, Ron? That should have been one of the three topics. If I had to remove one, I would have removed the medicine one because let's be real. How many people are that in like their attention span are like, yeah, we talking about modern
technology obviously made the world better. So you know that would be
we get that, but Adam Silver and David Stern, box office, fucking box office. The
one kicked out a racist owner. That should hit it. That should hit it. Bama, I won. I won off that alone. Bama.
That was a good point. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, like if y'all just throwing that Tatum one in there, because we know that that's a sensitive topic. That's one that can evoke emotion either of hate or of appreciation. So that should have been the one that was right there. I feel like for sure.
Yeah, nah, that topic was for sure elite. So that was your favorite, ZZ?
By far. That's just because I could hear that shit in the hallway, mainly. But if like I'm saying, like I knew y'all was doing it, like I knew y'all was sitting down and doing the back and forth. But I was like, if I could hear like the just anger, like and emotion.
I knew that was coming though. I knew it was coming. It wasn't a situation where I didn't know. I knew Tatum and I knew Tatum top 5. I knew that was coming up, so I was prepared for that.
You weren't.
That was the topic for the people right there.
Yo, Bama, what was your favorite topic?
The commissioner one, because it really showed them boys knowledge. You know what I mean? Especially when you're not talking about players. I can appreciate that one. Because we all know how Chill feel about Tatum. You know what I mean? That's probably he probably more your cousin than Shaq. You know what I mean? So I know Chill could talk about Tatum any given day, but that commissioner one really made me respect them boys' knowledge of basketball. They really basketball savants. You know what I mean? Just to dig all of this stuff and to really know. You know what I mean? Because like I said, even Mars bring it up like they was misquoting something, but that shit tough. It's tougher than what you think to recall events, what happened under each commissioner, because you could be wrong. Like this commissioner took over at this cert, so that was pretty impressive to me.
Just for the record, it's suggested in debates to take notes. We both elected not to do that. In fact, all of us did. It was like, yo, it's like being in a battle and everything is off the top of my head. I ain't write none of my rhymes down. I ain't memorized none of my rhymes. Let's get after it. Let's just do it.
And I said his Chill's real name is Clarence. Grew up with 2 parents.
Yo. All right, so we got a couple.
Swiper one of them dudes on the court that his game ain't really like that, so he tried to needle me, and it doesn't bother me at all. I'm still gonna bust your ass. I'm still gonna bust your ass. No,
Ron and Swiper's 1v1. That was great. That was great content right there.
I didn't battle with Swiper.
Nah, nigga, I'm talking about on the court.
The one-on-one.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Chill. He gonna try to blow you. He gonna try to,
I crossed you one time, bro. I just
he did.
That's all it is.
Oh, remember that. But all right, y'all, we got a couple super chats, so let's go ahead and dive into these. Y'all make sure y'all like the video. If you haven't got a chance to go and watch the parlay, it premiered this morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. If you haven't got a chance to, go and check it out. Chill and Swiper put on an absolute masterclass. Y'all get to see him come up here and debate every day, but that was just different. Production was on a whole nother level, and it turned out phenomenal.
Hey, this dude right here, grade A, no doubt. Swiper is the goods.
Yeah, we got it.
MP13 said, facts, Swiper. AIG getting paid $180 billion and no one actually going to jail for their part in an actual collapse is crazy. Fannie Mae got a $116 billion relief package, and we never heard from her ever again.
Mars, we actually had in 2008, we had the Great Depression almost happen again. Literally.
Damn, you would have seen 2 of them? Damn.
2 of them. Yes, we almost had the Great Depression happen again, where the economy completely and utterly collapsed.
Retirement was gone.
Gone. Been on the job 35. Been on the job 35 years. Everything that I work for gone. Meanwhile, this dude who has been at this bank for 15 years, he gets a check for $20 million. You good?
They're writing faulty AAAs into your real estate agreements with lenders, and then once the AAAs collapsed, everything fell apart, and then everybody got screwed except for the people that caused the problem. Welcome to America. It was fascinating. They were that is the true load management. That is the true load management. Do all the bad, take none of the blame.
I don't know, Swiper. Sometimes you talk like you don't know what to expect in America already, bro.
I just want to see better.
That's just the American way. Now, I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm not saying I support it. I'm just saying, hey, this is America, bro.
I just look at America.
It's gonna happen again, Swiper.
I hope I ain't allowed to see it.
Not when I'm president. It's over.
Not when I'm president.
President Swiper.
Y'all see I wear suits every day.
President Swipe.
Every day.
President Swipe.
As you were saying, Ron, I'm sorry.
You can wear a suit, but it's too much for Devin Stern to ask these millionaires to wear a suit to the game.
And one day I'm gonna take the suit requirement out the White House. Better believe that. We're gonna be wearing J's and Yeezys. That's what we're gonna be wearing every day.
That's disgusting.
Disgusting for whom?
For gentlemen.
Yeah, put on
Big MGM said surprise Chill didn't refute the Tatum minutes point by saying Drew Holiday and Devin Booker got more minutes than Ant, yet Ant is the best of the 3.
He was
Don't
a better
start
fit
this
for
shit
that
again.
team. That's pretty clear. Easy.
He just said Ant was better than Devin Booker. Like we was just going to unanimously agree on that. I mean,
Which we don't. Which we do not.
He said that like that was just he better.
The NBA wants that to be the case, but nah.
And they trying hard as hell, ZZ.
Trying hard
They
as
are
hell.
Trying.
Look. I remember I used to get flack for
No, I'm
defending
not.
Devin Booker in this situation, but I'd be like, are you absolutely fucking kidding me? Like, I hate how NBA fans will literally see something in front of their eyes take place and then not acknowledge it for like 5 years. Case in point, James Harden was going stupid in Houston, right? One of the greatest scorers, if not the greatest of our generation, right? But I distinctively remember at that time, people treated James Harden like they treat Joel Embiid right now, like they try to treat SGA right now, where it's like free throw merchant. Never mind the ability of isolation play that they have, free throw merchant. And so I said 5 years, in 10 years' time, Joel will get the love that he deserves now. Maybe not for winning the big one, but at least being a regular season juggernaut for the big man position.
Really?
O'Neal, you can't refute that. Don't even try it.
The players who played against him will have to come out and say, "Oh, I couldn't guard Joel."
Yeah.
Like Wemby's. Oh, Wemby's your welcome to the league, man. Hey, Joel gave me 70, man. Like that's when Joel's gonna get his love. Like it's happening now with James Harden. Right after I said he revolutionary, all of a sudden Cam Thomas, Draymond Green, they all saying it. Now James Harden's starting to get his flowers. I guess it took
Mars, I don't know if y'all talked about this, but I seen that. And it's been a few different things over the last couple of weeks that I've been seeing mainstream basketball do, and I'm like,
about who?
Are y'all chill?
Nah, you already know what it is.
In the words of Craig Mack, MCs, you biting my style. You biting my style, boy. You're biting my style. They
like
listening?
It's almost like they taking it right from the show and saying, "Hey, I think we can make this our talking point for the day."
Yeah. You already know they tap into PC for that. You already know.
Biting my
rhyme. Already know.
They listening, and I
but love for what though?
I want to make sure that we get some clarification. When Mars and I had this discussion, I don't remember saying that James Harden was not revolutionary. I don't remember saying that. I don't think I said James Harden was not revolutionary. I just said Dominique Wilkins was revolutionary. That's what I said.
All I said was J.R. Smith had to step back too.
And he wild as hell for that.
J.R. Smith was the first player I seen taking like 30-foot threes in high school.
Right.
Right.
J.R. Smith, bro, like when in terms of a shooter having the green light, J.R. Smith was the first one. I was like, yeah, he can do whatever he wants. Shit.
Yeah. He was my favorite player for a while, bro. He was crazy to come out of high school.
Ligma said, this doomsday scenario true for the 76ers. They scrape by in play-ins and get smoked by the Celtics / Cavs. Lose their 2025 first round to the Clips. Is it better to tank?
What's it protected? What's their pick protected?
1 through 6. And I think it's to OKC, not to the Clippers. But
it is OKC.
It's OKC just have everyone's pick. Like,
yeah.
They have our pick. Like,
okay,
so
weird. Got everybody pick. What they got something crazy over the next 3 years?
I think OKC has Denver's pick too.
They literally have our pick this year. Like, it's ridiculous, but
yeah, they should tank, but they're gonna tank, but not on purpose though.
OKC know what they doing, boy. Let me tell you.
They do.
High school players taking deep threes and step backs and all that. Man, shout out to CJ Morgan. I just want to say that, man. Real NorCal legend.
Cultured Bandit said, I hate the salary argument because if a team is wanting to pay you $300 million, imagine how much they are making off you. Most likely triple that.
First and foremost,
that's good. That's good business. That's good business.
Let's get to the bottom of something really quickly, Ox. A team does not want to pay you $300 million. You go in there and negotiate that. A team will pay you if they want, and if they're able to, they'll pay you significantly less than that. Hell yes. Team. I don't think the 76ers want to pay Joel Embiid 50, but I mean that's what the market is. If they could pay him less, they would.
Chill. I'm not with shortchanging it. See, no, that's bad business, and a lot of business owners don't think that way. I don't want to put a blanket statement over all business owners because a lot of them do really good business. Now, if you want your employees and people like that to do good, but if I put the money up, if I bought this company, if I'm the one putting my finances up, there's no way if I make $300 million, I'm giving you $300 million. If I make $300 million, I'm trying to give you 80 and go on about your business. That's good business.
20.
You know what I'm saying? That's good business.
Mm-hmm.
You're not supposed to make as much money as I'm making.
Facts.
We got bills to pay around here. Who's keeping the lights on? Who's paying the light? Who's paying the light bill? That's coming out of my end. That ain't coming out your end. You know what I mean? I got other employees to pay. It's good business, man.
Lil Techie said the Chicago Bears and the Chicago Bulls are the same team.
Ron, I know this is a basketball show. That was the goofiest shit I've ever seen in pro football at the end of that Bears game.
Oh my God, bro!
That might have been the goofiest.
It's a rookie mistake. This is why I've always been on the train.
That's all I gotta say. I've seen some goofy shit. That might be the goofiest I've ever seen.
Okay. Swipe. I mean, not Swipe. Bama. If that was a rookie mistake, then what did Dak Prescott do in the opening round playoffs?
The Cowboys are a whole different ball club.
Thank you.
That's like it's like, okay, you talk about the NFL like in a normal, like you got normal NFL talk over here, 31 teams, and then it's just that one team. The stadium, 80,000 people, 17th total. Like I've never seen it before in my life. Like to see so many people, but yet so little teeth.
Yeah.
You got the Cowboys over here, like they are. It's like an algebra equation over here, like because the stuff they supposed to do, they don't do it, and then
Hey, so what you trying to say is when they like put the camera up in the stands, all you see is gums?
Yeah, straight
gums and chewing tobacco.
Yeah, and majority of the 17th is like newborn babies up in there with.
You talk about in Arlington? Oh, that's crazy.
Boys, like, bro.
Bama, whole time I thought you was talking about one of them SEC stadiums. I didn't know you
was Arlington. Hey, the SEC stadium is bad too, boy. Hey, they bad up there. They drinking moonshine in them SEC stadiums. They don't sell no beer, straight moonshine. That's all you can get up out of SEC stadium. Moonshine only.
Unlimited Z said Chill needs to expand on that Braun longevity.
What did I say?
You said LeBron doesn't have the longest peak of all time.
I mean,
that's what he wants you to expand on.
Right. So, I mean, what was James's peak?
25.
I mean, if you want to change the word from peak to prime, then I mean,
change the whole conversation.
Yeah, his peak 2003 to today.
No.
Yeah, that's his peak.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to say his peak is that like last few years in Cleveland to Miami, like that's fine. But the prime,
I think it's 09. That's what I'm at. That's what I'm at. I think it was 09 to 13. I think that's peak. I think that's peak James. 08, 09, that 5-year span. I think that's peak James.
So what was 2018 Braun though? What was he?
Now there's a difference between there's a difference between being a better player and your best work. Those two things are not the same. And I think that was his best. That was his best work. His
best work was losing.
Leave him alone, Mars. He did what he could.
Losing, like for what he did for that crew, even if he lost, Mars, even though he lost, for the fact of what he did, I put it the same with. I thought that Jordan was the best player in '92. I felt like his best work was in '89, even though those two years.
So everyone's best work is just when they lose.
No, it's not.
So Bill Russell's best work was 1967.
Well, Chill, you never answered the question. Why? What's the difference? Why was Kareem not able to benefit from a longevity, even if it wasn't just say his prime longevity of 19 years like LeBron did?
Why wasn't he? He just wasn't the player after '86.
Kareem came in at 23, 22 years old. That's different.
Well, not only and not only that, he was much older at that point. I mean, in '86, I mean that's when I felt like he went the other way. James, on the other hand, I mean, I feel like technology did do him justice where he took care of his body. Yeah, he did. Technology definitely did him justice.
But Swiper, do you honestly think LeBron will willingly go to a 4th or 5th option on the back? Come on, be honest, bro.
But with that being said, Jabbar did take care of his body. That's why he was able to play 20 years. Now he wasn't
even a third option. Do you think LeBron would be a third or
the question was, has technology helped? And I'm saying it's obviously helped because LeBron is directly benefiting from the influx of technology with all the stuff that he
year 17
is beneficial for sure.
Fellas, I got to get back to these super chats, and also LeBron's just a robot, so that's that. Fresh Boy Swag said, "Swipe a ducked Mars."
I don't think people, if you pay attention to the panel, we do everything obviously by talent, but also by chemistry. And so if you look at the way chemistry works, the people that go, I don't know, Chill and I go back and forth different than I go back and forth with Ox, Bama and I could probably have that. We could probably do that. Ox and I don't really argue like that. Mars and I still don't really argue about that. ZG and I don't argue at all. And Ron doesn't argue. He just says things and runs away and then doesn't address it ever again. So
is Ron throwing bottles
and then
running? Is Ron throwing rocks and running Swiper?
That's all he does. That's literally all he does. And then he'll go off camera or he'll silent or he'll say, "Oh, I can't. But we gotta move on." Super chat.
Hey, get off color and then Ron running.
Unlimited Z said, "Extremely good production."
Was.
And I agree.
Top
what's the
tier,
company?
man.
Do
Top
you remember what
tier.
the company name is, Ron?
You know, Swiper.
That's crazy.
That's one thing the host should know. I'm not gonna lie.
How do you not know that, Ron? Of all the things
you
that you
know,
don't know,
Swiper.
the people
Y'all
who
sat in
fake
that
us,
same
how do
gym
you
with
not
me
know us?
for 8 hours, looking at the same cameras, looking at the same dudes, watching the same screen, looking at the same logo on everything, and
You know
y'all
what
don't
we
know?
was doing? And you know what we was doing?
Look,
were prepared
Ron.
for what we were supposed to be doing, Ron.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Exactly.
know.
JD,
I
what's the name of
hosted
it?
too.
What's the name? One of y'all drop it, please,
Somebody.
because this is nuts.
We can't even
Because you can't do that, Ron.
Right,
You
but
was-
that was crazy.
Hey,
Right, but you
but
throw
hey,
Ron under the bus like
check-
that was insane.
check me out, though.
You
Check
know
me
he
out,
didn't
though.
know the name of that production.
I just wanted to know what the name
That's
was.
crazy, bro.
I do want to say this though.
Good night, Swiper.
A part of
Hey,
it
happy
though.
Black Friday.
A part of it too though, y'all know this. Like the first year, it was just like the first time for like everybody involved, all parties involved. We had more of a direction this year. So like, yeah, the production was a little bit better, but I will feel like, you know, part of that is to do with Dave. Dave already knew, like he already got a finger in this realm anyway. We had more direction this year. That's why I felt like the whole setup was better. It was more of a clearer picture versus last year. It was just like everybody like, this is our first time. You know what I mean? It's like it was like everybody's first time. Like we didn't really know what to say or how to have it lined up. So I feel like that plays a role in it too.
Yeah, and it
Yeah,
also
man.
helped the dub wasn't there to steal everybody's limelight. It also helped that the real superstar.
Oh my
wasn't
God.
there.
Bro, this boy got his instigating badges on legendary, y'all. His shit is red, bro. Like, oh my God, Chad, he is insane, right?
We missed our
This
star
boy-
player. Did y'all not?
he is crazy. He is crazy, y'all.
Man, no,
And we
Ron,
missed the
Ron,
good, we missed
Ron,
the
one
good
thing-
role player
one thing
with
about-
J-Rob too. We missed
One
the
thing
very
about
good
you,
role player.
Ron, you always got your finger in something. So, sure.
Shh.
Man.
Mo said, hope all is well, Ron. Dub show and Harden is the GOAT.
Cook. He might go.
He cooked with the Dub show. Thank you, Mo. And then Mo said, chill, rank T-Mac as a defender.
Shit.
I think with T-Mac, I think at his prime, he was a top 25 defender in the game, top 30 defender in the game, I think. In 2003, 2004, around that time. I think you can make the argument Tracy McGrady was one of the 25 or 30 best defenders in the game.
You talking
I think
about at this peak when he was better than Kobe?
At that time, like around 2003, 2004. Yeah, I think you can make the argument Tracy McGrady was a top 25, top 30 defender in the game. Yeah. So on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being Tim Duncan or Garnett, 1 being I don't know.
Steve Nash.
He was a 7.
No.
He was that 6.5, 7.
Chill. Can we agree that in 2002, 2003, he was better than Kobe?
No, we can't agree on that. No, he was not.
No, you
No,
tripping,
alright.
bro.
No, he
T-Mac
wasn't.
was
Y'all do know
going
if I
I
say
think
heavy
you could have
right
the
now-
conversation. I think you could have.
I think it's a
Yeah.
I think it's a conversation, but we're not agreeing.
Hey, if
He
we're
was
if
better
we're
than
doing if we're doing
Nah,
aura,
y'all know,
if we're
y'all
doing
know how
aura
that
plus
is, though,
hoops,
Look,
ain't nobody had
look.
more than T-Mac.
It's one of those
In
like swipe
2002,
ox. Y'all know.
Yeah, he had Shaq. T-Mac didn't have nobody. He was cleaning up the league.
And his
Cleaning up the league.
Swiper. Not only was he
That's
better, his shoes were better too.
The shoes were colder. The Adidas,
Oh my
that was the
God.
Adidas. That was the Adidas, right? Or
Yeah,
Reebok. Was that Reebok?
They was
Those
cold.
black
Them Adidas was
Adidas.
cold. I ain't gonna lie.
His eye was
His shoes
straight.
was, his shoes was
Everything
better.
was
His
good.
game was better.
His eye was
His game's
straighter.
not better.
Everything was
That-
better.
He was a better
I'm not
shooter
gonna lie, like he had
easily.
no one though. He had Mike Miller. I know that.
He was a better man. He was a better
No.
playmaker.
Oh, yeah, Mike Miller.
All right.
What, bro?
Everybody just saying wild things. Y'all letting Ox go down this.
I'm not
Listen,
going down this rabbit hole,
right
Ron.
now,
I'm
right
not.
now, y'all all Crips. Y'all the rolling 60s. And he walking down y'all street with that same shirt he got on.
It there, Ryan. Why are you taking it there?
I'm
talking about good basketball. Y'all act like I'm tripping, and I think deep down y'all are just scared because y'all seen what happened to Chill when he put Kobe at 11 and in the chat attacked him for 2 years straight, and so now you guys are afraid.
It wasn't
I'm
Chill.
I'm gonna say
that tax too.
I'm gonna say what y'all are scared to say. Okay, from 2001 to 2004. Tracy McGrady was better than Kobe Bryant. And that's
so he was the best shooting guard in the league?
Yes.
Nice.
What?
I don't think that, but either way, even if some people do, that Kobe's still top 5 for me. So I really don't care. Like I'm at a point now where my top 10 list ain't moving unless we're talking like 8 to 10.
What are you talking about? Top 5 what?
For that
greatest
3
all time.
years. For that 3
I
year
don't give
stretch.
what you think about Kobe?
When they were the NBA champs for that 3 year stretch, what Kobe Bryant was doing during that?
What he was doing to the San Antonio Spurs.
I ain't even talking about
just
playoffs.
imagine if T-Mac had prime Shaq next to him.
Okay, we can
imagine if Doc Rivers would have let Tim Duncan put some people on that plane.
He was exactly.
Come
he was
on.
close.
So okay,
that would have been a special final.
We wouldn't be talking about Kobe and them the same way we talk about them no more because it'd be T-Mac. It'd be all Mac sauce.
That's a whole lot of hypothetical.
Okay, real quick, Ron, because I know we got to move on. So real quick, okay, where are we? Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant one-on-one players at that time. Where are we?
What?
Tracy
T-Mac clears.
2001, 2002.
I ain't gonna say clear. I ain't gonna say clear. Slightly.
I'm saying if they play to 11, if they play to 11, it's 11. It's 11 to 10, 11,
I'm not
11,
talking
8.
about those guys one-on-one against each other. I'm talking about them in the league, one-on-one players.
One-on-one.
Where are we? Yeah, one.
He was the best scorer in the league that year.
Just put T-Mac side up about 2 notches and just leave it here. That's it right there. Right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
2002.
Go higher.
This is so much fun.
2003.
We can keep it there. We'll just stay the same, right?
So this is where he is.
No, as Kobe got better by 2000.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are we talking about?
Kobe got better. Like, come on.
Kobe Bryant to y'all?
Yeah, all right, but if you move Kobe up, you got to move T-Mac up a little bit too.
Better too, and it kept.
I'm saying the gap.
So then, where does it meet in the middle and then starts going to Kobe's favor?
About 2005.
Okay, the year before he
It
averaged.
was never 2 notches. Y'all do know if I said this, you guys would be pummeling me right now.
I wouldn't be pummeling you. I'd be helping you fight.
Yeah, Ox would be agreeing. But I'm just saying I would be willing to have a conversation about peak T-Mac versus Kobe at that time. That's what I'm saying.
Here's what I'm saying. We can have a conversation about it, but I don't like
sauce clears peak Mamba. We know this already.
See,
no,
now he's saying stuff I don't agree with.
No, we don't know this, Ox.
This is where
Kobe, give me Kobe, but
this is where conversations like this always take that little turn a little bit too far, because it's one thing to say I think T-Mac was better than Kobe Bryant between the years of 2001 and 2004. And it's another thing to say I think T-Mac clears Kobe being Bryant in those years. Because, look, there are situations that pop up throughout NBA history where you have someone who is a quintessential top player in basketball. Let's take LeBron in this instance, right? Sure. And let's go to the mid 2010s with Kevin Durant starting to really show you, oh, he's a 4-time scoring leader. Oh, he can average 30 in his first finals appearance. Oh, he's cooking. And then there's a conversation that starts of, well, is LeBron still the best player? Oh no, he clears Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but Zizi, like Kevin Durant and LeBron James have nothing to do with the fact that 02, 03 T-Mac is better than 07, 08.
All right. But we'll leave it at
that. I'm not
convincing Ox here. I'm not convincing Ox.
Ox, when you talk about getting better, 2000 Kobe Bryant to 2002 Kobe Bryant are 2 different players. Bryant is significantly better.
They're not better than T-Mac, though.
Yes, he is, Ox. Yes, he is. And the reason why I know this is because him and Shaq got into it. Because he wasn't Scottie Pippen. Because he wasn't a number 2. I'm better than what you think I am.
That's because he was just an arrogant. He was an arrogant child. He was an arrogant child.
No, he was not an arrogant child.
That's what it was.
That's not true. You know what that sounds like, Ox?
He ruined the organization.
No, I'm not what you think I am. I'm better than what you think I am. Much better than what you think I am.
gotta
Get over it. Y'all got cheated. Nobody wanted to see the Kings in the finals. That's why y'all got cheated.
No.
That's why
Now
you
I
served that
understand.
bid. That's what you need to get over right there. Let that hate go. Let it go.
I'm just talking ball.
Bama, no, you're right.
You see, I picked David Stern over Adam Silver. So you know, I'm just talking ball. And Adam Silver's want to put that call in. Kobe didn't put that call in. Kobe was just playing ball. They don't got nothing to do with him.
Bro, I didn't know. I didn't even realize Bama. I didn't even think to the Kings when he said 0-2. That's when I immediately.
Yeah, you already know. Like
I don't.
Pretty much, Kobe didn't even play basketball in 0-2. Like Kobe didn't even play basketball in 0-2 in Ox imagination. You was hurt from that series, bro. It's all right, bro. He served that bid for us. Lakers on top. We need one.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate you, Dave.
Dave
sent through an empty super chat, but salute to you, Dave. And last,
wait, Ron. Can I tell you what Dave was trying to say in that super chat?
Oh my God.
What was you trying to
Team
say?
like clears Kobe.
Thank you, Morris.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Dave, for the super chat. We appreciate you, brother.
Avery B said, "How y'all gonna drop the episode and go live at the same time?"
Because this player
went live after the episode. To be fair,
right? We didn't do it during the episode. No,
okay, man.
That's not what happened.
Also, Avery, did you read the title? It says Players' Choice recaps the Parley NBA debate.
Mm-hmm.
We're recapping. So if you haven't seen that, if you tapped into this first, well, watch this, like this, subscribe, and then go back, watch that, like it, subscribe, comment, etc., etc. Do that.
It's all good though. Avery Floyd Mayweather can't read either, bro. And look where he at in life.
Mm-hmm. He can read contracts though.
Yes, he can.
But
Can't hear you, Ox.
I don't know if he's talking to us.
Mm-hmm. He's not talking to us. He's not.
He's telling his family that team might be.
Ox is ordering food. He ordering food.
Why?
You get
my family already knows. They know the truth.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
He already educated the family.
So it's all Sacramento.
No, not all Sacramento. A lot of people know. Never mind. Just keep.
This drives me nuts right here. By the way,
NY said Ox is a Kobe hater, like Mars been saying.
If you say somebody better than him, you hate him. Unbelievable.
No, wait. So you said I'm a Tatum hater before, though, Chill.
But you are though.
All right, so that's what I'm saying.
You 100% are.
Does that not apply to Ox? But it apply to me.
Ox's views somewhat align with Chill on Kobe, so he's not gonna call you Ox a hater because that would by definition be calling himself a hater. But the Tatum views of Swiper doesn't align with Chill, so he's gonna call Swiper a hater. Meanwhile, I'm gonna call them both haters because all you guys just hating. Man, that's what it is.
All right,
I love Bean.
You can't just say a bunch of nonsense and be like, "Hey, but I love him."
Clears him, but I love him.
All right, y'all. Monday, y'all be sure to tap in. Y'all know the time, y'all know the place, y'all know the crew. We will see you guys then. Once again, if you haven't checked out the parlay, go check it out. It was nothing short of spectacular. Fellas, y'all have a good weekend.
Later.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
Yep.
Catch y'all.
Merry Christmas.
Absolutely. Yeah.